All right, let's jump into this 401k stuff. This is stuff that all of you should know more about, especially as a business owner, or if you're working for a small business, you can talk to them about it because there's advantages none of us knew about. So dive on in, Chris.
Yeah, you got it. So if you're a small business owner and you're looking to form a retirement plan, first thing, most small business owners want to put away money for retirement. So
themselves.
Yes, themselves. So that's the motivation behind setting up the retirement plan for the company. But most think that the administrative costs are going to be too much. So a little calculation here. There are tax savings that go with making that contribution to the 401k, and they typically will offset the administrative costs. So let's take, for example, a business owner does a max contribution to their 401k, and right now a max contribution if you're under the age of 50 is $18,000 a year. If you're over the age of 50, it's $24,000. But let's assume they're under 50 and it's an $18,000 contribution and they're in a 25% tax bracket, okay? So what that does, that just saved the owner $4,500 in taxes.
Personally.
How about that?
Okay.
While he put away for his retirement tax-free.
Correct. Well, yeah, tax deferred. Yeah.
Deferred, yes.
Yeah, tax deferred. So now the administrative costs. Now, if you have a company that has about 2 to 10 employees, the cost of administering that plan is probably somewhere around $1,200 a year. So $4,500 in tax savings, $1,200 cost to have the plan, and you just saved yourself some money, not only in year one, but every year going forward as you continue to contribute to your 401k.
Very good.
So that's the first thing people need to understand is there's a tax savings there. The other benefit that very few people know about is that there's a first-time buyer tax credit. So if you're forming a 401k for your business and it's the first 401k your business has ever had, there is a up to $1,500 available to you in the first 3 years that you have that plan that can come back to you in tax credits. So up to $500 a year. So potentially another $500 a year savings into the employer's pocket in those first 3 years of having the plan in place.
So in the first 3 years, we're saving close to $4,000 a year.
Yeah, good money.
Yeah,
who's gonna balk at that?
Right.
The next thing is matching contributions. A lot of people think, well, I couldn't possibly match for my employees. Well, matching contributions are deductible for the company. So there is some tax savings there. On top of that, most people fail to realize that not only is the company going to get a tax deduction, but now that matching contribution gets to be made for the employer, the owner of the company. So now more money went into the employer or owner's 401k plan, individual personal 401k plan, and they got more benefit by having the 401k plan, and the company gets a bigger tax deduction. The other thing is something called a safe harbor. So there are ways that a plan can become what's called top heavy. It's if the owner of the company is making all of the contributions to the plan, nobody else is taking advantage of it.
Right.
The IRS gets a little funny about that. It looks like you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. But if you do what's called a safe harbor contribution to the plan, well, let me backstep. So the IRS will say you can't contribute maximum $18,000 if you're the owner of the company if your plan becomes top heavy. They'll restrict how much you can put into the plan. But if you do a safe harbor contribution to the plan, you can put yourself in a position where they stop doing the compliance testing, and now everybody that's a participant in the plan is able to max out the plan, and there's no restrictions on how much money you can put in up to that $18,000 maximum. So it gives a little more freedom to the owner.
Wow.
So, I mean, those are things that not a lot of people talk about, Chris.
I've never heard about that.
People don't really get into the details of the benefits for an employer. I think almost everybody thinks it's expensive. It's going to cost me money. I think it's great. In fact, it sounds like it's a great tax shelter.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the benefits. Maybe we'll touch on that when we come back. The benefits, of course, having this available for your employees. There's a lot of outlying benefits. I know with our company we have a 401k. I know when we're interviewing people to hire them, that word always comes up. Do you have a 401k? So we should touch a little bit on that because that's a very valuable piece. Mm-hmm. And then I know you have another 401k topic that we want to talk about. What's it called again?
Called a solo 401k.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to be with Chris Ingram with Ingram Financial Solutions, one of the top financial planners in town, somebody that we work with a ton, very sharp, very bright, and always bringing quality information to you to help guide you to personal financial wellness. You do not want to